And first up, we're getting you details of the situation on the ground in the capital. There's been a rapid increase in the number of COVID-19 cases in the capital. The Delhi government has thereby announced a complete lockdown in the national capital till March 31st. No public transport services, this includes private buses, taxis, autos and e-rickshaws, will be allowed. Only 25% of DTC buses will ply on roads, while metro services have been suspended completely. All religious places have been ordered shut. No construction activity will be allowed till the end of the month. Delhi's borders with other states have also been sealed. Prohibitory orders under Section 144 have been imposed across the capital. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, while making these announcements yesterday, also said that all domestic flights landing in Delhi will be suspended. However, the DGCA has clarified, saying that all domestic flight operations will continue at Delhi's IGI airport. All essential services also will continue. Ration shops, e-commerce services, chemists, pharmacies, petrol pumps, so all of them will also be accessible to the public.
दिल्ली के सारे शॉप्स, बाज़ार, कॉमर्शियल इस्टेब्लिशमेंट, फैक्ट्री, वर्कशॉप, ऑफिस, गोडाउन, वीकली बाज़ार, ये सब बंद रहेंगे। दिल्ली से सटे हुए सारे स्टेट्स के साथ जो दिल्ली के बॉर्डर्स हैं, ये बॉर्डर्स सील कर दिए जाएंगे, एक्सेप्ट जो एसेंशियल आइटम्स आने हैं। मान लीजिए पड़ोसी राज्य से दूध आ रहा है, सब्जियां आ रही हैं, खाने पीने का सामान आ रहा है, जो एसेंशियल आइटम्स हैं केवल वो अलाउ किए जाएंगे, बाकी बॉर्डर सील कर दिए जा रहे हैं।
Ashutosh Mishra is joining us live from the capital with more details on this. Ashutosh, good morning. Yesterday, Arvind Kejriwal had announced, of course, that there would be a complete lockdown in the capital. He said that it would come into effect from 6 a.m. So essentially, it is in effect now in Delhi. For all the Delhiites who are watching this broadcast, just tell them, what is expected on the ground, what will be functioning and what won't.
Well, as the government has announced certain measures that Delhi, despite the lockdown, the life will continue. Good morning, Akshita, and to all our viewers watching this broadcast. Here I am in the national capital, and that to central Delhi. Right behind me is the area that's called RK Ashram, one of the most crowded stretch, but now looks completely deserted. Barring a few vehicles, and since I have hardly seen any DTC buses or cluster buses flying except one or two auto rickshaw and private vehicles, largely there are only government service and essential service transport mediums which are carrying essential items. So as the Chief Minister has announced, there will be essential services continue. So there will be no shortage of food, there will be no shortage of milk, there will be no shortage of medicines, because everything that will continue. In fact, the government has also been appealing people not to indulge in panic buying, because that I have seen from day before yesterday, that ever since they acknowledged that there going to be a possibility of lockdown, there was a panic buying. But now the situation has quite improved. The mother dairies are quite open, Safal stores are quite open. But amid of this, that's the another stretch that connects to the most crowded market in central Delhi, Paharganj, which is also looks deserted. That's RK Ashram metro station. All gates are locked, and all these attempts are only to contain the further spread of deadly coronavirus. There is Section 144. Earlier it was gathering allowed only up to 50 people. Later it was curtailed to 20. Later again it was again curtailed to 5. And now since Section 144 has been imposed by Delhi police, only 4 people can gather at a place. And largely it's only about the awareness, because remember, Akshita and all our viewers, this is a fight of people against a virus. The government, agencies, health workers can only help us if we are ready to help ourselves.
Yes.
And the only way
Ashutosh,
is to isolate yourself, stay at home, Yes,
Ashutosh, I just wanted one clarity from you. There's been a lot of confusion about operations at the Delhi airport. What's the situation there? Are domestic flights taking off at this point?
Well, earlier, using its own power under the Epidemic Act, the state had announced, the Chief Minister had announced that there will be no services. Because if you remember, yesterday the Bihar government has also wrote a letter to not allow any flight landing at Bihar's airport. In fact, all the airport in the state of Bihar. Similarly, the government acknowledged the threat, and perhaps they wanted to avoid any situation, arrival of any other passenger commuters which will be a potential carrier. But the DGCA, the central government, has overruled the state, and the another order that has been issued that said the domestic flight operations at the airport will continue. So clearly here the DGCA has overruled the government of Delhi, and finally the domestic flight operations will continue. But one information also very important for all our viewers, that this is also a first day of Delhi Assembly session, which was earlier for 3 days and now been curtailed for 1 day, and which the House is likely to adjourn in few hours, where the budget will be tabled for the national capital of the next financial year, and then of course you'll see a complete lockdown, as this is the first day.
So we'll see what really happens in the assembly as well. But Ashutosh, thank you for giving us some clarity on really what will be closed, what will be opened. Remember, the Delhi Chief Minister has made it very, very clear that essential services will not be affected in any way in the capital. From Delhi, let's get you the details of what's happening in Maharashtra, because that's the state where the largest number of coronavirus cases have been confirmed. The state has 67 active cases, while 2 people have also died so far. In view of the rising number of cases, the Maharashtra government has decided to impose Section 144 across the state, thereby banning the assembly of more than 5 people. Mumbai local train services have for the first time been suspended till March 31st. Non-essential government offices will function with just 5% employees at work. All schools, colleges, theatres and malls, they will continue to remain shut till the end of the month. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray will today be holding a very important meeting with all collectors and municipal commissioners to decide the finer details relating to the lockdown. Vidya is joining us live from Mumbai with all the latest on this story. Vidya, good morning. Section 144 has been imposed across Maharashtra, and while Uddhav Thackeray will be holding a meet today to perhaps discuss whether there's going to be a formal lockdown, the situation at this point is more or less like there is a lockdown already, isn't it?
Well, we had seen yesterday with the Janta curfew, the moment the Janta curfew ended, there were policemen across the entire city who went around in Mumbai especially, announcing it in almost every housing society, every slum area, that there is Section 144, imposed, that not more than 4 to 5 people should be gathering anywhere in any part of Mumbai or Maharashtra. And that is the reason why even in the morning, late in the night, we saw that housing societies had actually switched off lifts. People could not really go down. Only in emergencies they could call up the society in charge and see to it that the lifts would work. Almost the entire play areas of housing societies look deserted, and not just that, the kind of crowd that we had been seeing where people would collect for some other reason, like even going to the grocery stores, that has really stopped. And that's the reason why we we really see that with the imposition of Section 144, people are extremely seriously looking into these things, and which we had not really seen in Maharashtra or Mumbai, in spite of the spread of COVID-19 in the last many days.
But these are welcome steps that have been taken by the government, including that of suspension of the Mumbai local services, considering the kind of crowds that gather at these stations and in these trains. Vidya, thank you for joining us with that update from Mumbai. Now, we're getting you a sense of the situation in every state in the country. After Delhi and Maharashtra, let's shift our focus to the situation in South India, where many states have announced a lockdown that will be observed until the end of this month due to the coronavirus outbreak. The Kerala government has imposed a statewide lockdown that's till March 31st. The state government has banned religious festivals, sports tournaments, other mass gatherings as well. The state has really seen a surge in cases of COVID-19. Now it stands at 65, with over 50,000 people under observation. In Karnataka, you've got commercial activities except medical stores, grocery and agricultural services remaining suspended in 8 districts till March 31st. Movement of all interstate buses are suspended in Andhra Pradesh till the end of this month. The Telangana government, meanwhile, will distribute 12 kilos of rice to all ration card holders, and they will be given 1,500 rupees each, as the state will also observe a complete shutdown till March 31st. The Tamil Nadu government, on its part, has also suspended Chennai metro services till the end of this month. Ashish is joining us live from Hyderabad. We also have Nolan Pinto, who's joining us live from Bengaluru. Nolan, good morning to you first. What really is the situation in Bengaluru? What are the kind of steps that the Karnataka government has taken, primarily precautionary at this point, to ensure that, the spread of coronavirus is contained?
Well, good morning, Akshita. In fact, a lot of measures have been taken by the Karnataka government yesterday morning in order to control the spread of COVID-19. Now, 9 districts in Karnataka are under lockdown. It does not mean that the other districts in Karnataka, people can actually come out. Even they have certain restrictions that they have to follow. But focusing on the 9 districts, including Bengaluru, this is the heart of Karnataka, the capital. Now, what we are learning and the rules and regulations that have come out is that there will be absolutely, let's put this way. We are completely closed. Entire Karnataka has no interstate travel. Both buses from belonging to the state services as well as the private cannot come in or go out. That apart, in these 9 districts itself, Akshita, there is no inter-district transportation, both public as well as private. Apart from that, like Ashutosh mentioned, essential services will be open. ATMs are open. You can go and get your medicines. You can go and get your fish, your fruits. Everything is all right. Now, in Bengaluru per se, they have actually asked and requested that all those IT and biotechnology companies, the employees should work from home, except for essential ones. That means those who are very necessary for the functioning of these IT and BT companies. Apart from that, schools are completely shut. SSLC or 10th standard exams have been postponed. Apart from that, even your second year pre-university, that is PUC exams, the last one which was supposed to be held today, initially they stated that today's exam will be held later on in the evening. Some good sense prevailed and they said that it would be suspended for another date.
Okay.
So till the 31st, everything is shut in the city. But hopefully people understand the importance of sitting at home and controlling the spread of COVID-19.
Absolutely. Nolan, stay with us. Ashish is also joining us live from Hyderabad. Ashish, much like other states neighboring Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, interstate buses and those services have completely been shut off now to ensure that there is no, cases that move from Karnataka or from any other state to these particular states of Telangana and Andhra.
Yes, Akshita, you are absolutely right. Not only both the twin Telugu state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have sealed their border, but both the states have announced complete lockdown. Means no one will be allowed outside their houses, outside their flats, outside their residence. So complete lockdown has been announced in both the twin Telugu state. Remember, Andhra Pradesh share border with Odisha, where few cases have been found. Border with Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. In all 3 bordering states, COVID-19 cases, positive cases were found, while Telangana shares the longest border with Maharashtra, where maximum number of cases were found. On Sunday, means yesterday, Telangana had recorded 27 positive cases, 6 positive cases in a single day, and that forced the government to announce the decision. Now, apart from essential service, no one will be allowed outside their house, outside their office. No office,
Okay.
whether it's IT company or whether any other private institution, nothing will be operational.
Yes.
All the services, apart from essential services,
And
electricity,
what's
water
been
supply,
rather heartening
sanitation,
to see
medical,
so far,
no
not just
other
in the last 24 hours during the Janta curfew, but all around, is that the general public also has been heeding the warnings of the administration. They're also ensuring that they stay within their homes, resort to work from home and whatnot. Nolan, Ashish, thank you for joining us with the updates from your respective cities. States across the country are imposing a complete lockdown, and you have UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also announcing that 16 districts in his state, that includes Lucknow, Noida, Ghaziabad, they'd be under lockdown in the first phase till 25th March. So that's for 2 days essentially. Remember, there are 18 active coronavirus cases in Uttar Pradesh. The announcement came soon after the centre and state governments decided to put under lockdown 75 districts across the country where cases of coronavirus have been reported. Meanwhile, in West Bengal, the lockdown has been extended to 23 districts. This includes Kolkata till 27th March. Kolkata metro services will be partially functional only. There are at this point 7 active cases that have been reported in Bengal. And well, the casualty count in India due to coronavirus has risen to 7. Also, there have been 354 active cases at this point. Gujarat and Bihar reported their first case of deaths on Monday. The other death was reported from Maharashtra. A 38-year-old man died of kidney failure at AIIMS in Patna after testing positive for coronavirus. A 63-year-old patient of diabetes, high blood pressure and heart disease died on Saturday night in Mumbai. This patient too tested positive for coronavirus. Maharashtra remains the worst hit state, considering that the active number of cases in the state is at 67. Welcome back. Well, intensifying its fight against coronavirus, India observed the Janta Curfew yesterday based on the appeal of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, only essential services were running throughout the country, and we get you a report on how India came together to observe this curfew.
Deserted roads, shops shut, no public transport, empty cities and towns. Across the length and breadth of India, the Aam Aadmi has given a thumbs up to Prime Minister Modi's call for voluntary lockdown. In a nationwide campaign, Janta Curfew was well and truly observed to contain the spread of coronavirus. Declaring a war on the deadly virus, nearly 130 crore Indians did not venture out and stayed inside their homes. Buzzing Connaught Place in the heart of Delhi wore a deserted look.
This is an area which is always brimming with people, but here it is on Sunday. This is Janta Curfew Day, and behind me you see barricading. You also see that is almost near empty. All you see is actually security personnel as well as media persons. This is obviously an area which is known to get maximum footfall, especially on a day like Sunday. That's when people turn up. But there it is, you can barely see anybody across. And today being a Sunday, this is Janta Curfew Day. From 7 o'clock onwards, people have been locked up in their houses.
The worst affected state in India, Maharashtra, observed the Janta Curfew to the T. Empty roads clearly established people's support to the initiative.
We are currently at Mumbai's iconic Marine Drive area. Here tourists are seen and there are residents who come out for morning walks, but for Janta Curfew on a Sunday, nobody is seen at this point of time. The police is making sure that the Janta Curfew is implemented very well, and here you can see that Mumbai is a bustling city, but at this point of time it is under a lockdown.
Except for emergency services, everything was stagnant in West Bengal.
There are impediments as far as people coming out on the streets are concerned. Very few vehicles out on the street. We can see a few people moving about in their cycles, in their bicycles. Otherwise, barely anyone coming out and venturing out on the street. It is very crucial, in a sense, to stay at home and stay safe. That's the message that's been given by the administration, because it's the third week of the corona outbreak here in India, and the worry is that there might be some amount of community infection spreading, and therefore the administration wants everybody to stay at home and maintain certain amount of social distancing.
Chennai also backed the Janta Curfew, and the residents backed Prime Minister's clarion call to fight the virus.
Chennai is strictly adhering to the Janta Curfew. Now, we are at the Elliott's Beach, and usually this place is swamped with morning walkers. There's absolutely no one on the roads outside Elliott Beach. All the shops shut today. Now, this is usually on a Sunday morning, bustling with activity. You have people coming selling vegetables, fruits. You have people drinking their morning chai, enjoying a nice breakfast on the beach. But this is completely cordoned off today. No one's allowed here, not a soul in sight. And the entire beach has been closed down by the government until further notice.
States like Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu have extended the Janta Curfew till early Monday morning, while several states have announced complete lockdown to tackle the coronavirus. As COVID-19 cases pile up in the country, crores of countrymen are in sync with Centre's action plan to tackle the virus that has a direct effect on all aspects of life. Bureau Report, India Today.
People across India came together, clapped and beat utensils from their homes to show their support to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call for the Janta Curfew and to hail the coronavirus warriors. Here is a report.
People clapping, bells ringing, conch shells blowing at 5 p.m. Crores of Indians came out on their balconies, terrace and out of their doors to salute the brave hearts who are waging a battle of life and death with a deadly virus. In an overwhelming response to Prime Minister's clarion call on the Janata Curfew, countrymen came out and engaged in loud appreciation for medical and emergency service workers who are working tirelessly to keep us safe in the midst of coronavirus outbreak.
Perhaps that the only help that we can offer to them is to stay indoors, and that's how I decided that I'll remain indoors in my own colonies, covering their stories, that how the residents offering a big help to the government, to the booths on the ground, to the health workers, to the hospital staff, administration.
People who've come together to clap for all those who are there on ground, for all those who have essential services as a part of their life and are living up to the expectations in the best possible way.
All of them have come out to show their appreciation to all those people who are working hard to control the spread of COVID-19, and also because the Prime Minister asked them to do so.
Now this 5 o'clock visual is what we get you. This is not restricted, it's just in the middle of the town, but also Ananagar, South Katmate, Min Street. Several people standing on their roofs, standing on their balconies, like the visuals you see behind me, clapping and applauding those who are working round the clock to fight the coronavirus.
And it was not just the Aam Aadmi. Several politicians, including Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, BJP Chief JP Nadda and many others joined the bandwagon. As India supports Prime Minister's call, we at India Today launched a special initiative called 5 Minutes at 5 p.m. People across the country recorded videos of cheering the corona warriors and sent it to India Today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to thank people for expressing their gratitude towards those who are fighting the war against COVID-19. Bureau Report, India Today.
With that, we're slipping into a short break here on First Up. For all the details on the lockdown in your city and much more on the coronavirus crisis in the country, you can log on to our website indiatoday.in. Do also download the India Today app.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.